Welcome back to another episode of the Gamblers Grind Podcast. It's your boy Make a Wish, and we're finally bringing something new into the atmosphere. All right, today, right now, we're talking boxing. Like I said, I felt bad for last time missing that big, easy cakewalk bet for the Ryan Garcia Devin Haney fight. Again, I apologize for that, guys. I'm so sorry because I would have called that one so cleanly. Okay. Going on to this one though. Tonight, I was gonna do more fights in this card, but unfortunately, time wasn't on my side for me to get the information and research stuff. Since I have not actually been watching boxing too much, cause I typically don't watch boxing too much. I just follow a lot of information. But this here though, this Canelo Alvarez and what's his name? Jaime Munguia. Munguia sounds about right. If not, hey, he's not fighting me, so I'll be alright. So this fight tonight, I wanted to hit this one up because this is the first big one up since that last fight 3 weeks ago happened, right? So going to this, I did a little research about this. I didn't know anything about Jaime Munguia until earlier today. Had to do some quick research, watch the fight, watch a few clips, watch some highlights, some things about the things, and so I'm pretty good with the boxing thing, right? Like I used to box myself, so my eyes a little different. This information here with this fight, I want to address some things. See, I say one thing. I kept trying to find it, but they just won't give me information. How do you guys stack up? First of all, we know for a fact Jaime is the bigger fighter, all right? What's the exact height? Let me see if I could find it again, because I was trying to find it before I hop on here, but time slipped away. Now, let's see what we got real quick. Because unfortunately, I wanted to find, here we go. This is what I need to see. All right, so right now we have the record going into this fight, like I said. Obviously, we are aware that Canelo is the more experienced fighter. That's going to make one of the biggest differences in regards to how this fight pans out. Our boy Jaime was Saul Canelo's at 62-2, current record. Jaime's at 43-0. KOs 39 for Alvarez, 34 for Jaime. I think he's number 3 in the world right now in this division. They're both at 168, obviously fighting that. Oh, yeah. Jaime came in at like 0.8 ounces heavier than Saul yesterday for the weigh-ins. But now, this is where the money comes in. We have 5'8" to 6 feet. So we got 2 for a 6-inch difference in height. 6 foot? No, 4 inch different heights of it. Sorry, guys, sorry. Got a little excited there. So height advantage goes to Jaime. Reach advantage slightly goes to Jaime. We have 70.5 inches to 72. All right. So obviously here, Jaime should be playing a little range, trying to find a range movement gun a little bit. And as I said, he's been doing it pretty well for where he's currently at. They're both orthodox, so nothing to worry about there. It's gonna be a clean, straight, even fight there. But we have an age difference of 6 years. Canelo 33, Jaime 27. All right, now, the biggest thing here going into this, right? See, the information matters because as we start talking about this, information could be good. The biggest thing here that Jaime has to do, he has to keep the pressure up on Saul, especially earlier on in the fight, if Jaime's to win this. Like I said, the only issue with looking over his record, he has no really big notable fights on his record, okay? I mean, Derecheko, for him just a little bit ago, just knocked out the boy John Ryder, which is actually one of Saul's last opponents, which that was actually just the biggest thing going to this. Jaime is on a KO spree for the most part. Most of his fights, they said he's at 79.07% knockout percentage for his fights. 33 knockouts out of 43 fights. and he's still knocking people out currently. That's the biggest differentiator in between him and Saul. Canelo, they were talking about he is showing his age a little bit and he's losing some of his power, right? Because he fought the boy John Ryder, which he didn't knock out. He fought who else he fought? Oh yeah, he didn't stop Charlo. That was another one. Who was one for this? It just hurt my heart. Hurt my heart real quick. Can I quick find it over here? Because that's because people he fought, there was no knockouts. Nothing of late. John Ryder, oh yeah. Triple G, the last one there. In all honesty, that Triple G fight was pretty trash in my eyes. I didn't even watch it. Well, I ain't paid to watch it. But those last 3 fights, they did not look too impressive at all. When he fought the boy Bebo stopped him. He won by just outboxing him, outpowering him, and throwing combinations from height and range. That was the biggest thing. And he was never afraid to really take shots. So like the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 going to kill a plant. Before that, the killing plant fight was pretty trash in my opinion. I was trying to say that. Not really trying to say that. But Joe Saunders, that was decent. But I wasn't really looking at anything. Like, nothing he has done in the past several fights has shown that he actually is still on top of his game. Like, that Charlo fight was complete trash. I called that one exactly how it was. And I knew for a fact that boy Charlo wasn't going to do anything at all to try to survive. And he did that basically after the second round. There was no attempt for him to try to win. He was too prideful, too pretty to try actually attempt to get a W against Charlo. And so all 3's last couple of fights, the power that Canelo normally displays with the counterpunching was not available to do anything to the people at the time. And I said the past 5 fights has been the case. And he's getting older and time flies. So that 5th fight, that's 2021. November 2021. So like what, 3 years have passed here? 3 years going to 4. You don't really get much stronger as you get older unless you're focusing on that. And things change. He's doing things. He's doing great things. The experience never goes anywhere. That's a fact of life. However, our boy Jaime has power. He has combinations. And he has, for his height, his weight, he has speed. So I'll give him that. The biggest thing though, so I foresee that there's going to be a lot of heavy exchanges early on because Jaime is actually quite aggressive. Unless he gets checked. Unless he gets checked at the door and something slows him down. One thing that I noticed immediately is a big flaw in this fight, which could be a differentiator in regards to deterring the pressure from Jaime to Alvarez, is the fact that if Jaime gets hit too hard, he may slow down. He might check himself. And that's what he does. When Jaime, let's say I literally lost like 1 fight, and I just call this almost immediately. When Jaime hits someone, gets them hurt, he presses too hard to go in and get the kill. But he's exposed himself, and he takes a lot of unnecessary damage trying to get the power shot in. And that can be a huge detriment for this fight because Canelo can just clean you up 1 shot if you give him the ability to. You can't take too many shots, big shots from Canelo unless you just have a strong chin. Looking at you, Triple G, So that right there, which I do foresee Jaime actually getting in a situation where he might make Canelo have to take a knee. I don't see him dropping him per se, but he might have to take a knee. And if he takes that knee, I'm going to get money on that bet. By the way, I'll get to those in a second, right? So, that being said, I do foresee it's going to be swingy at first because Canelo takes a little time to get into his groove, a few rounds. However, Jaime, if he presses the issue a little bit, he can set the tone, take some early rounds in, and have Canelo chase them down and waiting for a good chance for a good combination. Because the guy throws a lot of combinations and they're heavy, and I love it. Oh, I love it. He throws combinations like Canelo did. Maybe still does to some degree, but he does it with the fire and the gumption of a young kid. Young guys who grown up, you know what I'm saying? That's the difference. That is the biggest differentiator. In Jaime's record, he doesn't have anyone really notable, like I said. So he doesn't have any really big experience with people who might be very strong counterpunchers. We'll see what happens. Like when you fighting John Ryder, Ryder would actually catch him a bunch, which if he's careless, that can really offset some things. I do believe, I do feel that they both might get stopped or get dropped or take a knee in this fight, which that's a bet too that I put sprinkle a little something on. Something real light just to see if I hit that. But I do foresee the pressure. As long as Jaime does not let Canelo pressure him, Jaime's going to come forward. If Jaime comes forward, there's going to be a high probability of Canelo going down. I don't know if Canelo is going to win or not. If Canelo went down 2 times in this fight, then there's a huge chance there might be a tie. Or there's 2 rounds where Canelo just takes a lot of damage, takes a lot of combination punches without properly getting anything back. We'll see what happens come late in the rounds. I do foresee right now that if there is going to be a knockdown from Jaime to Canelo, is probably going to be later on in the game. Because Canelo, he has good defense. He's not going to just get knocked down or fall back and take him on the chin and go down. That's not going to be the case. Like, he's too respectable. I can't knock that. That's why me putting a sprinkle of a unit onto that is very sus. I don't see it happening, but I do see Jaime having the tools to properly execute that actually happened. And that's the difference here. Okay? If it was to get 2 knockdowns, there's going to be a bad judge here. We're going to give it a split, an even fight. If that's the case, I do not foresee Jaime winning going to scorecards. For the most part, I didn't see that Jaime was a great boxer. So he's probably going to be outboxed by Canelo as the fight goes on. Probably from round 5 on, he might get outboxed. But the combination of punches he does, the power he puts into his punches might make a huge difference in regards to what's going to happen later on in the fight. If he actually puts enough body work in, because I do see both of them, they both hit the body a bunch. Put the body work in with the combinations early for Canelo, he might slow Canelo enough down to where the punches aren't as impactful. Because he's going to get hit. Jaime is going to get hit. Is he going to get hit hard enough as he's coming in to get a knockdown against him? We'll see. This might be a 3 knockdown fight. And that's what I'm looking at. I see the one quick flash one happening that way after Jaime hurts him, and one going down at least later in the fight from the pressure of Jaime. Something's going to happen, and it's going to be either a knockdown that he gets brushed off, or it's going to be a knockdown by a knee or something like that. Something's going to happen like that, okay? That's what I foresee. There's 2 Mexicans doing Mexican shit in the boxing ring, and they both love to box, okay? They love doing that work. But the smart boxers, though, they're smart. Aside from when Jaime is bloodlusted after he smells weakness, okay? So, I love boxing, okay? So, like I said, doing a little bit of research, me watching the stuff, what I saw, everything I'm seeing here, I am definitely, I'm at like a 78 to 82% chance for a victory for Canelo if it goes to decision. If it goes to decision, heavily favoring Canelo decision, split decision, or a tie, depending on what happens with Jaime. Jaime can win this if he does his pressure, keep the pressure up. Like I said, he recovers faster because he's a young kid, and his cardio, I'm sure his cardio is probably better than Canelo. So if he keeps up the pressure, if he's able to bounce back and keep things going and not get knocked out, turning too reckless when he smells blood, he will be fine. I do foresee that Canelo's going to get hurt. And I do foresee that when it happens, he's going to go in a little too wild and might get caught up a little bit. I'm forecasting 3 knockdowns, which I bet that. Since I'm betting pre-fight, this is actually my first time I actually bet pre-fight like this, really. We're actually looking for bets, potential bets. I also bet that it was like a negative 110 or 120 for Jaime to throw more punches. No, to land more punches. Negative 110 to land more punches. So I bet a unit on that. And then I also have, it was a negative 220, 230 for Jaime to throw more punches. I put a little something in that because it's something light right now. We're working on light units, so it's fine. This is one that I feel, with the information I have in front of me, that if things actually were to go to Jaime's way, I have a bunch of small bets that can make it to a big payoff without hurting the bankroll for taking this kind of risk. Like I said, I normally don't bet against the favorite. But in this situation, like I said, everything that I say leading up to these bets I'm talking about is actually making me lean heavily towards this. Like, with my luck, Canelo just come in and just wash the boy unanimous decision. But I don't see it happening. With what I'm seeing, like I said, aside from the lack of experience and the quality of the fighters that Jaime hasn't been tested through yet, that's the only differentiator here. It's the only differentiator here. Aside from that, the power, the speed, the combinations, and the pressuring from Jaime can and will make the world of difference. It's kind of like right now. Just think young Triple G is how I see Jaime right now. Except he's not trading blows the entire time. So he's actually saving his ability to take a bigger shot later on. That's the biggest thing. So, man, I love boxing. So, all that being said, I think the picks I said, I believe, I first see it's going to be a later victory. If Alvarez was to get knocked out or get stopped in this fight, it will be later in the game. So, I foresee it's going to be over 10.5 rounds. I have that because this is probably going to be decision. Because, like I said, Alvarez is too smart defensively. So I don't see anything happen too ridiculous. I did sprinkle a little bit on the 2 knockdowns, on the 1 knockdown for Canelo, and the both of them get knocked down. Actually, I forgot those are those small bets. We'll see what happens. If things happen, even if he doesn't win, I can still hit those. But I do believe that if anyone was to beat Alvarez right now, this kid couldn't. I shouldn't say kid. He's not a kid. But the fact of the matter is, with the last 7 fights that Canelo has been doing compared to this Mexican kid who's actually trying to win, has power to back it up, has speed, and can take shots. Those 5 powers combined make Captain Jaime the KO artist to be able to take this guy out. So it'd be different if like Canelo was a slip boxer. He has good defense. He has great defense. Sorry, rephrase that. He's great defense. But I don't see his defense being enough to overwhelm Jaime's aggression and stop him from coming forward. Those are the biggest things. If he could get a knockout, which that would be the thing. That would be the only thing right now would be the worst thing happening to me and my bets. Would be if Jaime got knocked out of the blue. Crap, that sucks. And that'd be the end of it. Because I don't foresee that happening. I see if Canelo wins, it's going to be decision. Maybe unanimous in robbery type situation. If it unanimous by he literally just cleaned the boy up, which that could is always a possibility. But I don't see it happening. And it could be a split. As it might be. I still foresee 1 or 2 knockdowns happening for Canelo's side. For him going down, not Jaime. Jaime go down once maybe. That's what I foresee. And it going a distance. So over 10.5 rounds. Honestly, like I said, I'm favoring Alvarez to win, but I would not be surprised if Jaime was to take this. That's why I bet Jaime's side. So I recommend you guys probably do play it safe if you want to follow the money line. Because the money line is actually not that good. I'm not going to lie. But decision, though, that's actually reasonable. So, over 10.5 rounds. Decision, most likely for Alvarez. But if Jaime wins, it's probably going to be by knockout. Later into the fights. Which actually I bet, what is it, 6-9 and 10-12 knockout for that. I bet those, I sprinkled in that too. So, those are pretty good, decent odds. Plus 1,600 and plus 1,000, something like that. Yeah, just put those up on there. Even though he's the underdog, I still foresee if that was happen, it's going to happen then. It's going to happen late in the game. It's not going to be happening early on because even though Alvarez is a slow start, he's not going to get popped early on. He's not James Kirkland, okay? He's not James Kirkland. All right, so all that being said, man, I miss boxing. You know what I'm saying? I look forward to doing a lot more of these. I'm going to get a lot more in depth as time goes on. Especially with this channel, like I said, there's a lot. There's a lot of boxing happening. Nothing really exciting at the moment. There's a lot of small fights. And when I go down there and start betting these fights that are questionable. I like betting things that are more surefire things. Like this is a surefire thing, but the money's on both sides. Money will be on both sides if done correctly. And so we'll see. So, happy Cinco de Mayo weekend. Let's go and get this money. Gamblers. Happy gambling gamblers. Happy gambling grinders. Make a wish. Out.